In this video I'm going to show you how closely related major and minor keys are and why this means that major keys can make sad songs. If you want to write a major key chord progression, then typically you would start on the 1 tonic chord and end on the 5 dominant chord. This will generate a familiar sound which is undoubtedly major. For example, in the key of C major I could use the chords C major, A minor, F major and G major. Similarly, if I want to write a minor key chord progression, then I'd start by using the minor 1 tonic chord and end with the minor 5 chord. This will create a distinctly sad minor sound. For example, in the key of A minor, I could use the A minor, F major, G major and E minor chords. So on the face of it, we have a happy upbeat key and a sad gloomy key. Surely these couldn't be any more different. But you may have noticed that the only chord I changed between the examples was E minor. And actually I could have used that in the C major key without any problems. So what's going on here? Well, major and minor keys are actually closely related, like brother and sister. Look at the notes in the C major scale. C, D, E, F, G, A and B. If we take this order of notes, but instead start on the 6th note A, then you have the A natural minor scale with the notes A, B, C, D, E, F and G. Because the C major and A minor scales contain the same notes, they are called relatives. A minor is the relative minor scale of C major, and C major is the relative major scale of A minor. If you want a quick way to find relative scales, then just remember a distance of 3 half steps or semitones. Count down 3 half steps or semitones from the root note of any major scale and you'll have the root note of the relative minor scale. Or count up 3 half steps or semitones from the root note of any minor scale and you have the root note of the relative major scale. We can confirm this with our C major and A minor examples. Starting on C, 1 step down is B, 2 steps down is B flat / A sharp, and 3 steps down is A. Chords in a key are constructed with notes from a particular scale. These have 3 notes each and are also known as triads. Because relative scales contain the same notes, that means that their respective keys contain the same chords. To demonstrate this, let's look at the chords in our example keys of C major and A minor. C major has the chords 1 C major, 2 D minor, 3 E minor, 4 F major, 5 G major, 6 A minor and 7 B diminished. And A minor uses the chords 1 A minor, 2 B diminished, flat 3 C major, 4 D minor, 5 E minor, flat 6 F major and flat 7 G major. So these two keys have the same chords, created from scales with the same notes. But listening to the example chord progressions earlier, there was a clear difference in sound between the two. So what's the reason for this? This is due to something called tonal center. This is simply which chord is the main focus and acts as the home base, also known as the tonic. This was clear in earlier examples. It was the 1 chord. So in the key of C major, the focus was the C major chord, and in the key of A minor, it was the A minor chord. It's normally clear just by listening which chord is playing this role of home. Many songs will establish this early on, so the listener isn't confused. But you'll also hear more ambiguous music where the tonal center is less defined. This can be deliberate or accidental, often with song sections that avoid or skip past the 2 possible tonal centers. For example, listen to this popular chord progression. We could say this is in the key of C major as a 4-5-3-6 progression, or we could say it's in the key of A minor with a flat 6, flat 7, 5-1 progression. In isolation, I would lean towards the A minor key because it ends with the A minor chord, but it's not clear cut. If I add a few more chords, we can clarify things. First, I'll add D minor, G major and C major. Listen to how this pulls us towards C major at the end. Or we could play F major, E major and A minor to provide a really strong pull to the A minor chord and reinforce this as the tonal center. As a songwriter, this idea can be really helpful. You can create a different focus from one section to the next by building progressions around one of these centres. You can experiment with this in many different ways, but the most common approach is to use the minor tonic focus for a verse, and then switch to the major tonic focus for a more uplifting chorus section. For example, you could have a verse which starts on A minor and avoids the C major chord, and then a clear-cut, repeating chorus with a progression of C major, F major and G major. In terms of what key to use here, it's up to you. You could write the whole thing in the key of C major like this, or you could write it in the key of A minor like this. Or you could say the verse is in the key of A minor, then it modulates to the key of C major like this. They are all correct. This reveals how you can make major keys sound sad, and vice versa. It's all about the focus of your progressions. This sort of change is known as a relative modulation because you're switching between relative keys. It's not always this formal, as we can't always tell what a songwriter's intentions were. So it's up to you how you consider such things in your own songwriting. Just be aware of what is going on and make sure you can clearly communicate it to other musicians if you want to work with them. It's often by looking more widely at a song, such as other progressions and melody notes, that we can start to work out what key something is in, or at least what key we think is most sensible for communicating with other musicians and songwriters. If you're familiar with minor key progressions, you'll know that the major 5 chord is widely used. The eagle-eyed among you will have seen it feature in an earlier A minor key example. Now you know about relative keys, there's no good reason you can't use this chord in major keys as well. In major keys, this will be a major 3 chord. Because this chord isn't strictly in the key, it's known as a non-diatonic chord or a borrowed chord. This means it uses a note or notes from outside of the relevant scale. Most commonly, you'll see this chord lead straight to the 6th chord, basically functioning like it does in the relative minor key. Here's an example in the key of C major. You'll also see it followed by 4, like in the following example. Chords like this are known as secondary dominants, and you can learn all about them by watching the video on screen now.